All right, once more, good afternoon, everybody. It is quite a challenging day outside today with I know the weather movements outside, but hopefully everybody stays safe all through this. We have been tracking the weather here, Pedro and myself. I think we're going to be all right. Unbelievable that we have already come to the month of May. It seems like the year just seems to be racing away from us. But maybe that is also the sign of the times because it's largely the day goes by really fast just because of the increased activity that we're seeing um, here at the International Institute. The reality is that we've kind of we have had a break in the last week or so. The arrival numbers have not been as significant, but it's the arrivals that came a month ago that's really keeping us busy because we have to set them up for success, so to speak. Here at the Institute, we have um, as part of our philosophy of service. And one of the, the tenets of our philosophy of service is supporting all aspects of immigrant and refugee journeys from arriving to thriving. And it, it continues beyond just arrival. But we also are projecting a significant number of arrivals. I think we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about you know, how we're looking um, to build up to be prepared for the summer months, which are typically the months in which we have the most arrivals. Um, if the first quarter of the year or the first 4 months of the year have been anything that we can go by, we envisage that as we ramp up to the summer months, it's really going to get hectic. And there is increased um, request of us to take more people into St. Louis. So that's also a consideration that we have. We're looking at our capacity internally. We're looking at the capacity within the community. And those are the things that will determine where we go, whether we stick with the capacity that we currently are projected to bring in or whether there will be changes. For sure, we know that there will be changes because there have been changes. And I think Asmira, who's our director of resettlement, is going to cover some of that when she talks about the numbers. But let me just pause to start by thanking everyone for the continuous support that we get from the community, whether it's by way of volunteers, whether it's by way of donated items, and whether it's by way of financial resources. We cannot do this on our own. I cannot overemphasize the need for collaboration. At the end of the day, what we do together determines who we are as a community, who we are as St. Louis. And it's only by working together that we're going to ensure that these new arrivals feel welcome, that we set them up for success, that they thrive in this community. And at the end of the day, it's eventually going to be lead to prosperity for the entire community. That's the essence of us ensuring that we get it right. But also, it is noteworthy that the more we do, the more people will come. We are over 71% increase in what we saw in 2022. Um, I don't know how we've managed it, but we've been able to manage it without it being that much of a crisis as we saw when the Afghans were arriving. We're dealing with numbers that largely surpass the numbers we saw at the end of 2021 and 2022. And it has taken an incredible team here at the International Institute to make this happen. But it must be said that we've leaned largely on community support to do this. So we're deeply grateful, but we're going to keep asking for more of your support, more of your time, more of your resources to help us be successful. I'll quickly run through the agenda today, and then we will move on to the various items on the agenda. So we're going to begin on the agenda. We're going to begin with just resettlement numbers. In case if you can go on to to pull up the agenda, that would be helpful.
Yep, apologies. I'm having a little bit of a technical snafu here.
Okay.
I will get that up for you as soon as I can.
On the agenda, we'll just have our new arrivals updates. We will talk a little bit about resettlement, walk-ins. We'll talk about the Latino Outreach, and we'll talk about the Afghan support program. Then we will talk about what the needs are for community support, how all our stakeholders can be helpful for us at this time. Then we will talk about upcoming events, and then community shout out and volunteer opportunities. All the while we'll be open to questions and answers as well as feedback. With that in mind, I'll go over to I'll begin with our resettlement update. And I would call on the Director of Resettlement, Asmira, for an update on resettlement.
Good afternoon, everyone. We have been very busy, but comparing like previous 3 months, we didn't resettle as many refugees as we thought we will be. So in April, we did resettle 94 individuals, comparing March that we have 143. So numbers in May, they looking similar to the April, but today I'm going to have a meeting with USCRI, and probably they're going to propose a possibility for us to resettle more refugees. So in arrival, as you see on PowerPoint, it says 34 cases, 94 individuals, mostly people coming from Zambia, Nigeria, Sudan, Congo, some people from Afghanistan, Syria, Guatemala, and like that. So May projection for now looks similar, but you have to understand that our database is changing every minute. So I have to monitor very closely to find out who is coming. Regarding those Afghan cases who are in Germany, Albania, and in Qatar, they're just giving us 24 hours notice. Right now, they maybe 2 weeks ago, also the camp in Ethiopia will be closed soon. So all those cases from Ethiopia, mostly Somali refugees, they're also giving us only 24 hours notification that they are arriving, creating us a little bit more trouble to find housing in, and resettle those cases as the best possible way. So summer is approaching, and we know regarding on our previous experience, summer has been the most busy month for us. So we are expecting more and more refugees to come during those 3 months, June, July, and August. And as all you know, our physical year will be ending on October 1st. And I am sure even we propose that we will resettle 1,000 of the refugee, I'm sure our number will be much, much higher. And even like previously, we asked for arrivals 875. They ask us for 1,000. And I'm sure today when we have a meeting, they will ask us for more arrivals to accept it. Since October, when our fiscal year start until April, we did resettle 632. But this morning I count also people who came in May. So we have 701 person who arrived. So it's mean like we are already over, for arrivals. So we will reach thousand very easily. This time I also want to thank to community who helping us and helping our clients to help them to resettle the best possible way, easiest way. We know like how difficult it is to face all those challenges that we have here right now with all those prices going up and especially housing. So, and with money that we are receiving, we really will need support all refugees regarding not only housing, utilities, bills too. I know there is a community who will support us and many community members who are willing to help us. This time, I want to say thank you. So,
yeah, thank you very much, Asmira. Would you cover up? We also have been seeing walk-ins. So if you look at the walk-in numbers, this is in addition to the resettlement numbers. We've seen really a significant increase in walk-ins. We saw a spike in March. We saw a significant number come in April, and we just have started tracking the numbers as they've been coming in May as well. So depending on who they are, where they come from, we are also providing services to them. So the work just continues. So as we count those resettlement numbers, we also have to take into consideration the walk-in numbers and the services that we provide in that regard.
All right, can I add to that for a moment?
Yeah, please.
So we've seen about a case for every working day, generally speaking, and we're outpacing that so far in May, and we do expect that number to vastly increase in May as a result of federal guidance that was released just yesterday that once again allows Ukrainians who arrived since September 30th to access Office of Refugee Resettlement programs. The word has already spread amongst many in the Ukrainian community who have come in and sought re-enrollment in some of the programs that were not available to them when they initially arrived. And you see that there's 4 Ukrainians that have arrived so far through May seeking that re-enrollment. We expect that number of Ukrainians to really increase significantly through May, as there are now programs available to them that weren't. If you remember, the initial authorization of Ukrainian access to OR programs that expired September 30th of last year. With yesterday's guidance, now Ukrainians who have arrived since then will be able to access programs. And so we could use everybody's help in spreading the word to Ukrainian community members who could be eligible, who arrived as parolees, and let them know that these services are now available, and they should arrive at the Institute or schedule an appointment with our intake team in order to get connected.
Yeah, like thanks for adding that information. And I would say, so we look at refugee numbers, we look at walk-ins, and I know, and maybe Ariel or Asmira may talk about this, and we are also going to be taking up, I think, another 200 Afghans that are going to be coming in as really as SIVs. And I don't know, Asmira, you want to talk about that? Or Ariel, which one of you?
yes, yeah. Actually, we did receive notification yesterday that we will get like around 200 ORMA cases or SIV cases. They didn't specify when, but I'm expecting during the summer that we will see those cases. And also, I forgot to mention, like, they did USCRI did inform us like during this fiscal year we will see like see demographic shift in arrivals, so mostly will be like Spanish speaking population from Guatemala, Nicaragua, that population, because previous year we have mostly clients who arrived from Africa. So this year for all America, they are approved like between 35 to 45,000 people. So we will see also chunk of those refugees who are coming to St. Louis.
Great. So this explains why we envisage that we have to build capacity now to be able to meet the challenges that will be coming at us during the summer months. But it doesn't also end with walk-ins, refugees, SIVs, and we also have the Latino Outreach Initiative, and I'm going to turn this over to Carlos, our Vice President for the Latino Outreach Initiative.
Hi, Ari. Unfortunately, Carlos
Carlos
cannot
is not
be.
here.
Cannot be in this meeting today. Hello, everyone. So as you can see, we continue to get cases coming in. We had several families coming in from Chicago. What we generally do here at the Latino Outreach is we go around the United States and recruit people. And then from those recruitments, we create a list and we kind of go through the cities. So right now we brought families from Chicago, and we are seeing about 4 cases, which is about 6 to 8 people weekly. And up next, we are going to be revisiting the people that are currently on the wait list for New York. And so hopefully we'll have equally as many families. As you can see here on the numbers. These are the numbers that we are receiving and we currently have in the program. One of the nice things that when we bring people in from New York, and you can also see Boston, is that we are working or we're collaborating with other organizations, other refugee nonprofits that help us find work before those refugees, or excuse me, those parolees arrive into our program. And so that has been really helpful for those individuals that are coming into those cities, because one of the things with our clients is our clients have their work permits. And so they are ready to work. They've been in the United States for about 5 to 6 months, and they just haven't had employment. And so when they arrive to St. Louis, they are ready to work. Another thing about the parolees that we are seeing from South America is that they do not qualify for any additional benefits. They do not qualify for SNAP. They do not qualify for our RCA. They don't qualify for anything. So most of these people have not had jobs for 6 months, have no money, and so they are ready to work. And so one of the things that we are trying to, a solution we are trying is hopefully we'll have a job fair here in the works. We have a job fair in the works, so hopefully that'll help with these individuals coming in and just being ready to work and just getting them into the jobs that are available here in St. Louis. Thank you, Casey. And so right now, the Carlos just visited Denver, and one of the things about Denver is they really need help getting people to other cities. And also one of the things that Denver is struggling with, and that we are going to be struggling as a Latino Outreach program, is that there is a 72-hour turnaround. And so what does that mean? So like a family is notified that they have to leave the shelters, and they need to find a place to live within those 72 hours. And so for us, that means that we have to find, or they have to find transportation, and we have to find housing for them here in St. Louis. And so that gets kind of tricky, but hopefully we'll find a solution to that. But that is something that hopefully Denver will be getting more clients from the Denver area. As you can see here, Carlos has upcoming recruitment trips to Kansas and Cuba. And so one of the things that I do ask of our volunteers is we need people to help us buy, we need volunteers to help us buy groceries, to go out to Aldi's, Schnucks, and help us get that initial food for our clients that are coming in, and also apartment setups. As you see, we have such a quick turnaround that we need people to help us set up those apartments that our clients are coming into.
Great. Thank you very much, Bernice, for that update. Exciting opportunities there with the Latino outreach. Over 600,000 people scattered across the United States with work permits. It's a huge opportunity for us in St. Louis as we bring them in and integrate them here into the workforce. We're looking at all options from our end, and that's why we're thinking about the job fair that can speed up that integration into the workforce, so people can hit the ground running immediately they come here, because there is great need here from employers, but not just enough time in a day to go from employer to employer. So if we can bring the employers together and bring the clients together, it could be a way to accelerate that process. But we're looking at all the options, and we're going to be sharing with everyone and reaching out for help and support to make that happen. The Afghan support program continues to be an attraction. In St. Louis, we just spoke about 200 more Afghans potentially coming to St. Louis, but the Afghan support program has Moji, who's the director of the initiative, is going to talk about the Afghan support program USA tour.
Thank you so much, Ari. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for tuning in on this conversation. The Afghan Support Program has introduced the Afghan Outreach Initiative as of September of last year, and we've had the opportunity to travel to multiple cities around the country. And as of late, we traveled with the USCIS's event in partnership with Cherokee Federal's U.S. tour for the Afghan support centers, and we got to travel to so many different places and meet thousands of Afghans to talk about St. Louis and be transparent, just like the Latino Outreach Initiative. The difference between the Latino Outreach Initiative and the Afghan Outreach is that the Afghans who have come to America, majority of them have already settled in our the kids are in school and the parents are committed to a lease and have jobs. So our job is to talk about cost of living and talk about the need that St. Louis has to increase our population. And as a result of that, we've been able to establish connection with so many nonprofit organizations around the country who get blown away when they hear about the work that we're doing in St. Louis, and they can't agree more that despite California being an epic city with great weather and amazing attractions, in New York and Colorado, that the living situation for newcomers, new Americans, is extremely difficult and not affordable. And so we've got an enormous group of folks who are eager to help us in communicating our program to Afghans. And a lot of follow-up is going to happen right now, and we're eager to take in as many folks as possible. But we can't do this work alone. The International Institute is lifting heavy weights, and we just want the community to continue to work alongside us in every way, as far as becoming a volunteer with our work and spreading the word and donating towards our cause, because we are going to have an influx of folks coming to St. Louis, in addition to the 200 Afghans that are on their way. There's going to be a lot of folks coming to the city. So we're going to need the community to join forces like we did in the past couple of years to really welcome and embrace a whole new community of folks.
Well, thank you very much, Moji, for that. The initiative, the Afghan Community Support Initiative, continues to change the narrative around St. Louis, and hopefully we're going to be seeing the results of these trips across the country begin to bear fruits as people in different cities see their leases come to term, and especially with the school year coming to an end, being in many conversations with Afghans who are looking to move with their children, but have to wait for the school year to come to an end or their leases to be up. At this point, we're going to talk a little bit about urgent needs that we have. I think everybody who has spoken has, one, been really grateful for the help that we've had from the community, but also has really emphasized the need for more help from the community. And so we have a significant number of needs. I'm going to call on the other team members to have a conversation around this needs. I'll call on our Vice President for Client Care, Ariel, who can emphasize some of the needs, and the Vice President for Talent Development and Advocacy, Blake, as well, to join in this conversation around what the needs are. And we want to just start this conversation around the funding gaps. And so we put together these numbers, but I'll pause here to see if Ariel or Blake wants to pick up on the conversation around the funding gap.
Thank you, RA. Hello, everybody. For years and years, we've always said that families of 3, maybe 4 or less, we always have a huge funding gap. And I think that this chart shows you where that funding gap is. What we've been dealing with in this past year has been increased rents. Now a 1-bedroom typically goes for $750. Whereas previous years, we used to be able to get a 1-bedroom, the same 1-bedroom for $500. Plus, many years ago, we never paid security deposits, and now we pay security deposits in addition to rent. The other thing that's really affecting us this year is, for whatever reason, clients are not getting their emergency food stamps within 2 weeks. Previously, our clients got food stamps, emergency food stamps, within 2 weeks. Now it's taking anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. So you'll see some of that on the food expenses. Bus passes stayed pretty much the same, as usually clients will request bus passes as needed. We do provide them bus passes when they first arrive, and then if they need more, we provide them. Unfortunately, my captions are hiding. Oh, I see. Okay. So for a family of 1 right now, all refugees who arrive, we receive $1,125. So from that, you can see that we have a huge gap between what we receive for the resettlement allowances and then what the actuality is, because we have to provide food, we have to provide housing, we have to provide utilities, we have to provide furnishings, we have to provide transportation. So let's just take for that family of 1, we receive $1,125. And unfortunately, the captions hide. Somebody tell me what that says. Oh, and there's a gap of $4,315 just for 1 person. So we are in urgent need of helping to address this, whether it's through food cards or financial donations, Visa cards, Walmart cards, Aldi cards, anything that you can do that would help with food, that would help with household setup. So if you have a dresser, if you have a sofa that we can use in kind to give to our clients, that decreases their home setup costs. All of that goes to the client. It's not coming to the Institute. We are making sure that it gets turned around because our clients truly need this assistance.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Ariel, for highlighting that need and highlighting the funding gap that, as you can see, does you see it reduces as the size of the family goes up. So the really difficult cases are those single cases, but it's also, you can see as we go up to 3, that the funding gap is still there. We all those we can further elaborate on what those needs are, and Blake, if you would like to take it from here and talk about the other needs that we're seeing. That's
Sure. Yeah. As Ariel mentioned, the delayed access to food support is really a major challenge. And that is something that we are attempting to overcome through donations. And we are asking for community to help support this effort by considering, of course, donations generally to the International Institute that can be restricted for use by clients, but also gift cards, food cards from Aldi, or Walmart or Schnucks. There's also Visa gift cards, which go a long way to covering some of these basic household expenses. Filling this gap is an urgent need. The amount of per capita resettlement allowance that each refugee gets does not go up relative to inflation. It has remained fairly consistent, changing only a couple of $100 over the last decade. And so, we as we're seeing costs rise across, the cost of living index, there are many different ways that we can get an assistance, but the urgent ones would be, again, direct cash assistance to the agency in support of these cases, but additionally food. Those are really major areas for us, and I want to not take the emphasis away from the material needs that our clients also have as they arise. Still, there's the cost of setting up these apartments, and something that we do to try to maintain the resettlement allowance is by receiving donations. We are required by federal law to provide a certain set of goods that go into each of the homes of the clients that we're resettling. Where we do not receive enough donations for these items, we must purchase, dipping in sometimes to the meager resettlement allowance to do that. So the furnishing an apartment really does cost around $600. And we would, if you're thinking of it, the impact of your donation, $600 is an entire apartment for a newly resettled refugee. If you're interested in donating individual items, we have the list of most needed items here. Again, everyday items, not luxury goods that are going into apartments, but we're seeking not used versions of these items, but new. We had, many of you around this call probably remember, we had a major donation drive in 2021 to support newly arriving Afghans. All of that is gone. All of that is out the door and in the hands of people who needed it. Now, with this new set of arrivals, there are new revised needs, and we're asking again for community support in getting newly arrived refugees the goods that they need to start their lives here in the U.S. Additionally, regarding transportation, this is a big lift for our staff with the amount of, we do have several vans available, but given the volume of arrivals, it is hard to arrange and secure transportation for everybody, especially in the first 2 weeks of arrival when they're coming to the Institute literally every day. And we're also scheduling very critical appointments with them offsite for health screenings, job interviews, and the like. We are seeking additional volunteers to support with client transportation to and from the building and to these appointments. All that's required for this is to be able to, of course, pass one of our background checks and provide proof of insurance and a valid driver's license. There is more updated information regarding this need and others at our volunteer local site, which is linked within this slide. Another need that helps us get around some of these issues of transportation are bus tickets. Of course, tickets are much easier to distribute to clients than passes. We wouldn't be guaranteed to have a pass for every client, but we could certainly get enough tickets to support client travel through donations. So we would really encourage you to share this information within your network and consider yourselves the time you might have to volunteer to assist in welcoming one of our new arrivals to the region. And of course, same as ever, the need around housing continues. affordable units that are available now are really our priority. Of course, we're seeking all manner of bedrooms, but the most rare, the most challenging to find are the 3, 4, and 5 bedroom units. But that is not to say that there's an ample stock of 1 and 2 bedroom apartments either. If you or anybody you know is letting a space or knows a landlord who might be interested in getting connected to us, please do reach out to our housing team, both Abdul and Alexia, whose information is listed in the bottom of this. I know we've stressed before the importance of the South City area. We are not only looking at apartments in the South City area, which is a question that we've gotten before. We're looking far and wide. Again, the issue of transportation becomes more of an issue the further away folks get. But the really key to all of this is securing appropriate housing. We can worry about transportation later. Housing is the most urgent need.
Is it okay if I jump in there really quick on that?
Please do.
I just want to throw out there that a great resource for us is also realtors. It doesn't necessarily have to be a renter because they're often in contact with those folks.
Yeah. Thanks, Maxwell. Thank you, Blake and Ariel, for really highlighting what the needs are. I just want to also use this opportunity to say that we are investing internally. We've seen our housing team grow so that we can reach far afield to find more housing. We're building capacity. We're taking on new caseworkers to be able to meet up with the number of arrivals. So internally, we're also building capacity, and we need help here to be able to match up our internal capacity with the number of arrivals that we're seeing. So please spread the word. We're asking for. Kelly is going to talk a little bit about ways in which people, individuals or organizations and corporations can get involved. We'll cover that with volunteer opportunities. We'll talk about donation drives that can be done to be able to meet some of this need. And we're also open to exploring opportunities for partnership around funding. With that in mind, I'm going to go on to our upcoming events with our summer series coming up here. Festival of Nations is in August, but we're kicking off our summer series, and I'm going to turn this over to our director of the Festival of Nations, Adina O'Neill.
Hey friends, thanks so much for joining. Yeah, we are kicking off our summer series this Friday at Four Hands downtown. And so what that looks like is we have a community partnership with Four Hands. So they'll be hosting an event in May, June, July, and September for us. And proceeds from those events, 20% of all sales will come back to the International Institute. And in June, they'll be hosting our World Refugee Day event on Saturday, June 15th. And they will unveil a can. So we are working with local artist Brock Seals to develop a label, and proceeds from all sales of that can of beer will go back to the Institute, and it will be sold as an exclusive beverage at the festival this year. So make sure you come out, invite your friends Friday night. It's just a time to gather, meet people, the new team, and connect with our Four Hands partners. And then here is a list of all of our summer series events. So as well as our partner with Four Hands, we are also partnering with the Kransberg Arts Foundation. So we'll be hosting events at Sophie's Artist Lounge monthly and 2 events at the Dark Room. So at Sophie's Artist Lounge, those events will look like very micro festival events. We'll have a food truck, we'll have a signature beverage, we'll have a DJ, we'll have retail vendors and art installations. So mark these dates down. We would love to have you come out. Again, proceeds from every one of these events go back to the International Institute. So we are really excited and thankful for our community partners who are investing in the work that we're doing at the Institute through Summer Series and Festival of Nations.
Thank you very much, Adina. Exciting times ahead. Creative ways in which we can get the community support our work, and we're really grateful to the partners that have stepped up to be part of this. Coming up, more events here at the International Institute. Our Inclusion St. Louis speaker series as part of our Multicultural Affairs Initiative. Going to turn this over to Moji Siddiqui.
Thank you. So excited. Next Thursday, so not tomorrow, but the following Thursday, we are hosting our Spring Inclusion Speaker Series. The topic, Women Achieving Their Greatest Potential and How Can St. Louis Lead? It's going to be from 4 to 6 p.m. at the International Institute in the Hall of Nations. We've got a wonderful lineup of panelists, powerhouse women in our community who are doing groundbreaking work and are actual examples of how women can achieve their greatest potential. Tickets are on Eventbrite, and I have pasted the link to purchase your tickets. Also, you can just scan the QR code and grab the ticket. Would love to see you guys, and please share this flyer. One thing to note, this event is open to everyone, not just women. So would love to see you guys support the Inclusion Speaker Series. We will have another one taking place in the fall, but right now our focus is on next Thursday. Very much looking forward to it. Thank you, RA.
Thank you, Moji. Good thing you reminded us that men can show up for it. So I will be planning to attend. But I cannot overemphasize the need for a conversation around this topic. I have been toiling with this idea for all our excitement with the arrivals and the opportunities that we give people in this community. If we think that immigrants have a challenging journey starting out here, think about immigrant women and their own unique set of challenges. I see this every day in conversations that I have, and I don't have answers to this, but I hope that brighter people in this community can think about ways in which we can really help women be successful. For many of them have to stay at home and take care of children because we know the cost of daycare. Many of them have to delay their access to learn English, and it's you know, whilst they've been getting by, I really think that we must be thinking about ways in which we can creatively support the women to be able to achieve their greatest potential. And I think this is why we're having this conversation. I hope that it sparks a you know, it leads to further conversations within the community that could come up with ideas, even of programs that we can develop that can help women get to their greatest potential. I don't know. I just had to say this because it's weighed heavily on my mind over the years here. We would go on to the Community Bazaar, and I'll turn this to our Director of Economic Development here, Carlos Suarez.
Thanks, Ari. Great to see everyone here this afternoon. Just a reminder that we are having our bi-weekly Community Bazaar taking place here at the International Institute. Last week, we did welcome back the St. Louis MetroMarket on our campus, so we're really glad to have them access to fresh produce for clients in the community. This coming bazaar on May 17th, we will feature La Colombianita here on campus, serving Colombian cuisine and their amazing food truck. As a part of our Community Bazaar, we've also included our Economic Empowerment series on financial components on personal finance. This coming bazaar, we will feature Chelsea Sharp from BMO Bank talking about budgeting. So it's a 1-hour session open to not only our clients, our staff, and the community. So really encourage people to take advantage of it. Sometimes there's some special promotions that come through with that. And we have some dates of other bazaars coming up as well every other Friday here on campus. And we just also launched outside last week. So glad to have the outside component taking place. And it's also a huge resource for our clients to access donated food that, thanks to our credit provided by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, very grateful for that resource to help with food, address food support. And one other item that we've partnered on with is the City of St. Louis and the Office of New Americans for an International Food Day. This will be the last one for the season, coming up this Friday, May 10th at City Hall downtown. Be featuring Samin Afghan restaurant serving lunch there at City Hall. So another great way of bringing people together around food, culture, and conversation. So hope to see some of you there this Friday and at a future bazaar.
Thank you, Carlos. In the last bazaar was a real a mini festival with the excitement to take the bazaar outside again, and it was very well attended. And I think thinking about it from the small businesses that we bring each week, every other week, and how they go back sold out, it's another opportunity for us to help these small businesses grow within the community, but also a huge opportunity for us to bring our clients out and offer them the many different services that we give them exposure to when they come out on this community bazaars. At this point, I'm going to turn this over to our Director of Community Engagement, Kelly, for our community shout outs. And it's really thanks to all of those people that we're able to do the work. It's important for us to highlight those who support us. So Kelly Ball.
Good morning. Still morning now. No, it's afternoon. Where am I going today? Well, this is my favorite part of the call, and I appreciate everybody's valuable information. As we have mentioned, we are seeing our hallways full of people. And so anytime we can thank our community volunteers is a great day. So this past month, we welcomed many different groups coming to the International Institute, mostly to help with our bazaar. And this month it included BJC Hospital, Enterprise Holdings, Regions Bank, Buddha CEO, Quantum Foundation. That was a unique opportunity where the Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation led a meditation for people who were coming to the bazaar. That was really interesting and really great. So I wanted to point that out. Every idea is a good idea. If you have something you'd like to bring to us, and we can talk it out and make it happen. So thank you to all of those volunteers who helped supported that day on Friday, especially as Array just mentioned. This last one was really fun, really full of people and fun. So it takes the team to make it happen. Next slide. This month, we've welcomed 2 seniors from St. Joseph's Academy High School. They've been with us for about 3 weeks. They are working with our English language learners and also doing projects around the building and are being very helpful to the community engagement team. So thank you to those volunteers who are coming for 3 weeks. This month, we also saw a major gift from an anonymous donor. So we just want to say thank you so much. It was a great gift, and we are happy and excited to welcome that gift. Thank you to the anonymous community member. Maybe they're not from here. Maybe they're from another country. But either way, whoever it was, we appreciate your gift. So we've mentioned this already, but just as reiteration, there are lots of ways you can help. That first one being help us with gift cards. As we mentioned, many of our new Americans, some of them who are using baby formula, we all know that can be expensive. So the grocery gift cards really come in handy. Walmart gift cards, Visa gift cards, and here are our links to our lists, either on Target and on Walmart. Continue to have opportunities for volunteering. So I've mentioned this before, but job interview practice is continuing, but we are expanding. Instead of doing it every other week, we now offer it every week. That's exciting. This opportunity is really good for a group of people, maybe between 5 to 10 volunteers if you want to come together. We, of course, take community individual volunteers for this as well, but it also happens that if you are a small group that wants to come and experience the International Institute, job interview practice on Friday mornings is a wonderful way to do it. We have a new opportunity called Matching Grant Support. So Matching Grant is one of our programs here at the International Institute. It's one of our programs that is really geared towards new arrivals. That program, because of all the new arrivals and new people and the increase in arrivals, really could use some help with administrative assistant tasks. That happens to also be on Fridays, but this is a fun day in the building because the building is packed, jam-packed with people. And this volunteer would definitely get instructions on what needs to be done and how to do it. If you have any questions about it, you can contact myself or Maxwell and we can give you more details. So we're really looking for about 1 to 2 individuals to help with that matching grant support. As always, if you know of any groups or yourself want to do your own donation drive, we are asking for community members to think about doing that again. Help us raise funds, help us fundraise, help us find quality items to put into new homes as well. And last but not least, we continuously have opportunities to help set up an apartment or do grocery shopping. We heard the Latino Outreach support also mention this. So grocery shopping, for anybody who likes to go and buy food items. I actually really enjoy grocery shopping, especially when it's not my money, right? So we will give you the funds to buy the food, and you can really help us out by doing that as well. So lots of different opportunities. Of course, you can find all of these on our website. Thank you so much to current volunteers. Please recruit other volunteers. For more information, as always, you can contact Catherine for our youth programming, Maxwell Kelly for our volunteers. If you have any in-kind donations or would like to do a donation drive, you can contact Samari Desu, and housing is Abdul Nouri. So we really, really are grateful for all of the great work that the community members are doing with us, and for our new Americans. Thank you so much, and I'll pass it on to Casey.
Okay, I guess I am talking. Thank you. Welcome to everybody to the call. Thank you again for coming. I just wanted to let you know and give an additional plug for this survey that we have out to find out what you're getting out of our community update calls, how we can make them more useful, more informative to you. As all of my colleagues here at the Institute have emphasized today, with this time of increased arrivals, increased need, it's really crucial for us to be able to leverage the support that you so generously provide us. And one of the ways that we're hoping to do that is by making this call a really valuable way for you to stay in touch and stay up to date with the work that we're doing. So we want to hear from you about what kind of information you want to be getting from us through this call, how it's easiest for you to access it. The survey only takes a few minutes, and we hope that you will share your thoughts with us so we can continue to improve. Your feedback is really meaningful. If you have any trouble with that form, the link is provided here. It will go out to you in an email later today, but you're always welcome to reach out to me or just to info@iistl.org to provide feedback that way, or if you need any assistance. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Kelly, Casey, Carlos, everyone on the team for the updates. I know we're running out of time. I have been looking at the chat to see whether there were any questions. Is there any question out there that needs to be answered from anyone in the audience? Well, hearing or seeing none, I really want to emphasize what everybody has said. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. We are bracing for a hectic summer. We're going to be activating what we call here at the Institute a command center to be able to ensure that we can track and monitor and provide the assistance that is needed for our new arrivals in a way that is standardized and ensure that no one falls through the cracks or is left behind. We're constantly going to be reaching out to you, our community stakeholders, to update you on progress that is made with our new arrivals. We're looking forward to your continuous partnership and support as we continue to position St. Louis as a welcoming community and attract immigrants and refugees from all over the world to come into this community, to live here, to work here, and to thrive in this community. Thank you once more for your time. We will be back next month with more updates on our work. But thank you so much for being here today.